Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. In this tutorial, we are going to discuss about instance initialization block, or it's simply called as instance block. And to know about instance block, you should know the basic knowledge about Java constructor, because constructor and instance block both are related to each other. And I have made a separate video on a Java constructor, so you can check it out on a link that I have mentioned in a description of this video. So before watching this video, first go through that video so that you can clearly understand about instance block. Okay, and these are the points that we are going to discuss. First we will see what is instance initialization block. Then we will see what is the purpose of instance block in Java. Then we will discuss syntax of instance block, and then we will see important points to be remembered about instance block. Okay, and at the end we will see example. So let's begin. Now see here, instance means object, right? Initialization means to initialize or to give values, and block means a group of statement, or we can say a group of code. So basically, instance initialization block is a group of code enclosed within curly braces which is used to initialize an object during object creation. Now question arises that if we have a constructor to initialize an object, then why we need instance block in Java? Because constructor is also used for object initialization, that already we have discussed in Java constructor tutorial. So question comes that what is the purpose of instance block in Java? So let's understand with the help of an example. Okay. We know that whole world is made up of an object, and each object has its own fields, and each field has its specific values, right? For example, car is an object. So color of car, weight of car, and name of car, these are the fields of car object. Okay, and the color suppose red, and weight suppose 1203 kg, and name is XYZ. So these are the values of fields of car object. So one more example is the color of pencil, the name of pencil, these are the fields of pencil. Okay, and black and AB, these are the values of fields of pencil. So basically each object has its own fields, and each field has its specific values. Similarly, student is also an object, right? And name of student, roll number of student, standard of student, and school of student, these are the fields of student, right? And the name, suppose XYZ, roll number is 211, standard is a 5th, and school is PQRS. So these are the values of fields of student object, right? So if we implement it programmatically, then we can create a student object by creating student class, right? And we can create a fields by declaring variables, and we can give values to the fields by creating constructor. So we can write like this. So here we can create a student class to create a student object, and here we have defined a fields by declaring variables. So these are the instance variable, and instance means object, right? So these are the objects variable, that means these variables are belong to an object. So whenever student object will create, these variables are automatically allocated under each object. Okay, and to give values to an object, we need to create a constructor. So here we have create a parameterized constructor. Okay, so how to create a constructor, how to call a constructor, we already discussed in a Java constructor tutorial. Okay, so here we have create a parameterized constructor to give values to an object, and here we have create a student object using a new keyword, and here we have to pass values that we have to give to the fields of an object at the time of constructor calling. Okay, so when this code will execute, then student object will create like this. Okay, now question arises that what is the role of instance block? So let's understand. Now listen carefully. Suppose we have to create hundreds of student objects, then every student object will create with same fields and specific values. Now see here, name and roll number are different for every student, and it should be different because name and roll number cannot be same for all students. But here standard and school are same for all students. That means standard and school are common for all students, right? So if we think programmatically, we are writing same code multiple times. So if we think in case of big application, we are writing hundreds of line code multiple times, which is common for all objects, then it would be time consuming and lengthy, and most importantly it considered as a bad programming practice. So in such cases, it's better to write a common code inside an instance initialization block, which is common for all objects, rather than writing multiple times. That means instead of writing same code multiple times, we can put it into instance block. We do not need to write common code inside every constructor, because instance block code is common for all objects, and this is the main purpose of instance block in Java. So there are two purposes of instance block in Java. So first, instance block can be used for object initialization. That means we can use instance block for object initialization, but generally we don't use instance block for object initialization, because if we use instance block for object initialization, then all the objects will initialize with same values, which is totally useless. And how we can initialize an object using instance block, we already discussed it practically in a Java constructor tutorial. Okay. Now second purpose is instance block can also be used to write code which is common to all objects, which is execute automatically when object create. And this is the main purpose of instance initialization block in Java. Clear? So I will explain it practically, but before that, first we are going to discuss about syntax of instance block and important points about instance block. Okay, so we can use following syntax, and syntax of instance block is very simple. We have to just write a code inside opening and closing curly braces. That's it. Instance block doesn't have any name, that is, it is a nameless. Okay, now we are going to see important points to be remember about instance block. Okay, so first point, in a single class there can be multiple instance block, and they will execute in the same order as they written. Okay, that means a class can have multiple instance block which will execute in the same sequence in which they have been written into the program. And the second point, instance block always execute before the constructor. Okay, that means if we have write both constructor and instance block in our class, then first instance block will execute and then constructor will execute. Okay, I will explain this point with the help of an example. Okay, and the third point, instance block automatically get execute when object is create. That means whenever object create, instance block will execute automatically. So these are the points that we have to remember about instance block. Okay, as well as you can take a help of my notes that I have mentioned in a description of this video. It will be helpful to understand about instance block. Okay, so let's understand it practically. Now see here, we are going to create student object with its fields and values. Okay, so to create a student object, we need to create student class. Okay, so we can write like this, class student. Now we are going to create fields of student, okay, by declaring variables. So fields of student might be name of student, roll number of student, standard of student, and school of student. Okay, so these are the fields of student, that is, these are the instance variables. Okay, now we are going to initialize an object. That means we are going to give values to an object fields by creating constructor, because constructor is used for object initialization. Okay, so we can write like this. And how to create a constructor, what is a constructor, types of constructor, already I have explained in a Java constructor tutorial. Okay, so we can write like this, student string student name and then int, and here name equals to student name, then roll number equals to student roll number. Okay, in this way we can create a constructor. Now we are going to create student object inside a main method. And how to create an object, what is an object, already I have explained in class and object tutorial. You can check it out on a link that I have mentioned in a description of this video. Okay, so we can write like this: student, and object name, suppose student 1. Okay, then we have to write new keyword and then constructor, and here we have to pass values that we have to give to the fields of an object. So here name, suppose ABC, roll number, suppose 101, and then there will be a standard and it's suppose 5th. Okay, and then school name, suppose PQRS. Okay, so in this way we can create student object. Now I am going to print the name of student, roll number of student, standard of student, and school of student using println method. And in a Java, println method is used to print output on a screen. Okay, so we can write like this: system.out.println. Okay, now see here, we can access the value of field using dot operator. Okay, so student 1 dot name. Okay, because these are the instance variables, and instance means object, so instance variables are belong to an object and hence we can access it using object. Okay, similarly we can write for a roll number of student, standard of student, and school of student. Okay, now I'm going to run this code. Let's see what will happen. Now see here, we got an expected output. The name is ABC, the roll number is 101, the standard is 5th, and the school is PQRS. So in this way, student object is created with its fields and values. Now we are going to create multiple students object. Okay, so we can write like this: student, and object name, suppose student 2. Okay, then there will be a new keyword and values, suppose name BCD, and then there will be a roll number 102, and then standard is 5th. Okay, and then there will be school PQRS. Similarly we can create one more object and it's suppose student 3 object. Okay, now let's print the value of student 2 object and student 3 object, same as a student 1 object. Okay, so we can write like this. Now let's run the code. Okay, now let's see what will happen. Now see here, we got an expected output. Now see here, listen carefully. Okay, so here name and roll number is different for every student, and it should be different because name and roll number cannot be same for all students. But here standard and school is same for all students, right? That means standard and school are common for all students, right? So here we are writing same code multiple time for each object, and it is okay for this program because this is a small program. But if we think in case of big application, we are writing hundred of line code multiple time which is common for all objects, then it will be time consuming and lengthy. So instead of doing this, we can write code that is common for all object inside instance block, and this is the main purpose of instance block. Okay, now let's implement it. Okay, so here I am going to create instance block, and syntax of instance block is very simple. Okay, only opening and closing curly braces. So here we have to write code which is common for all student. Okay, so here standard is common for all student, so it's a fifth, and school is also common for all student, and it's a PQRS. So in this way we can create instance block. Okay, now I'm going to remove the common code from constructor because we already wrote it inside a instance block. Okay, remove this also. Okay, remove from this also. Now let's run the code. Okay, now let's see what will happen. Now see here we got an expected output. So in this way we can write code which is common for all object inside instance block, and hence we do not need to write same code inside every constructor. Okay, now as we discussed earlier, instance block always run before constructor. So let's check it out. Okay, so here inside the instance block just put a message, hi, I am instance block. Here inside the constructor just write, hi, I am constructor. Now let's run the code. Now see here instance block execute first and then constructor. Okay, so as we discussed earlier, a single class can have multiple instance block. Okay, so let's check it out. So we can write like this. Okay, so here just put a message as here suppose instance block 1 and here instance block 2. So let's create one more instance block. Okay, and here the instance block 3. Okay, so let's run the code. Now see here, if a class have multiple blocks, then they will execute in the same order as they written from top to bottom. It will execute. So this is all about what is instance block, purpose of instance block, syntax, and some important points that we have to remember about instance block. Okay, now I'm going to end this session. So keep learning and thank you so much for watching.